March 20th. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. Psalm 63, 3-4. We would be forgiven for thinking that David wrote this psalm at a peaceful and blessed time of his life, and that as he basked in the awareness of God's love, he composed a love song to him. The reality is quite the opposite. David is in the desert of Judah, most likely fleeing from his own son, Absalom, who had rebelled against him. David goes on to say later in the psalm that his enemies are seeking to destroy his life. David is in a state of physical and emotional exhaustion, hungry and thirsty and feeling the deep hurt of betrayal. Yet, what does he focus on? Rather, who does he focus on? God. David starts this psalm by expressing his desire for God. Even more than his thirst for water, he is thirsting for God's presence. He chooses to remember what he has experienced of God, his power and glory revealed to David in the sanctuary, the true satisfaction David felt in his presence, the safety in the shadow of his wings. So David sings, "Your love is better than life." For David, being loved by God trumps life itself. For him, the spiritual relationship with God is far more important than physical blessing. And in the midst of this terrible situation, David worships, not some token praise, but with all of his being. These two verses describe extravagant praise on David's part. "My lips will glorify you," David shouts out loud praises. "I will praise you," David bows down in adoration. "I will lift up my hands." David acknowledges the greatness of God's name. At a time when David could have been upset and disappointed with God, when he could have been desperately pleading for help from God, he chooses instead to worship. May we do the same. Today's prayer. Lord, may the spiritual always trump the physical in my life and result in extravagant worship.